Hi everybody. So I decided to do this video after a recent experience in a workshop, and it was an interesting experience. And I'm going to end up showing the video to members as an example of what I'm talking about. Um, the secret to success in your art. Okay, one of the main things to keep in mind. Okay, and then we're gonna, if the energy stay positive and active in here, then I'll give some additional um, uh, guidance related to this. I felt like I had to talk about this because I will be away soon, definitely, because I have a program that I entered that is like a writing retreat. I thought that it started last week, but it actually starts the upcoming week. So November is going to be such a busy month, artistic busy month for me, that I'm not going to be able to upload many videos on this channel. I told y'all that. But I wanted to help y'all with this subject before um, my November retreat start. I want to talk about the importance of a few things in order to have uh, success in your art. Now, one thing I learned long ago is that you must believe that there are muses. And if you believe there are muses on the other side, then you must believe that you must give respect and acknowledgement of muses who inspire you that's still alive. If you try to be like other people without giving them credit, your art will fall short. The muses will not really give you a lot of brilliant original content. You will find that there's big parts of your art that's very mediocre, boring, unoriginal, and not really creative, because the muses are blocking you creatively, because there could be some spiritual law that you're crossing when you're creating it. It could be that you're not giving credit to someone who is inspiring you to write the piece, or someone or another artist in the same field. Perhaps you're just trying to be like them, and you don't, and you're trying to hide it. You're trying to hide it too well. So the muses have to shut down and not help you. Let me give you an example. Recently, I was in a workshop, and I noticed that there's this same girl that attend the same workshop I do, and she always has her camera off, okay? Because she doesn't want anyone to see that she's writing when we're not supposed to be writing. So when the host say pins down, no more writing, she starts her writing after everybody, after hearing everybody. She's waiting to see who gets the biggest applause, and then she tries to copy their structure. What ends up happening is she ends up becoming very mediocre, very elementary in her writing, because the structure she was copying was not gifted to her by the muses. And she was going about it in a sneaky way off camera. Off camera. So I have this video as proof to show y'all. This girl literally copied my opening of my poem. She even tried to redefine the last part of my work where I was talking about aging. Okay, I said gray. She said bombs and war. She basically tried to hijack the meanings of my work and attempted to redefine, which is actually still plagiarism. You can only redefine literary art that's over 75 years old. So she was still plagiarizing the last part of my work. What ended up happening is the whole big middle six section of her work was extremely pretty much plain. Okay. It was like, oh, remember when I was beautiful and all this. It was very, very mediocre. There was a lot of lines in her work that was not supporting the craft. That was the muses blocking her. But she tried to push through by redefining my work in the last half of her work. And then it still kind of felt short. Okay. So she called herself mimicking my structure of my work and my opening, but then tried to change the theme a little bit so it wouldn't be obvious. What happened was she it was like close but no cigar. Okay. I have this on recording. In my poem, I talk about going to the park. She writes her piece when we're not supposed to be writing. She wrote her piece after hearing my piece off camera. And she says, I miss when we used to go to the park. And I'm writing about me and somebody at the park. So she was just trying to echo me and do it in a very sneaky way. What ended up happening is she didn't get the shock that she expected to get. She thought she was going to get the shock and and total breathless applause that I got, and it didn't quite happen. Okay, it just didn't quite happen. What she's going to learn, okay, is that you have to wait on your muses. You can't just say, oh, I'm in a classroom with another writer. I see what that writer's doing, so I'm going to follow their path. You will always get a watered down version of the great version of that art piece because the muses didn't gift it to you. So the secret of success, okay, is to avoid trying to echo another artist's work. It's hard when you're new, when you don't want to learn the skills. When you try to skip over the skill set, the learning the skills, then you think you can just listen to other artists or watch other artists and just do exactly what they did. You're going to find it difficult and you're going to be pushed into plagiarism. You're going to be tempted. You're going to be tempted to plagiarize parts of their work that you just can't seem to figure out how they did it or that everybody liked and then you're punished even more creatively. So the important thing is it's okay to, if you're trying to get successful in art, it's okay to write on similar themes or to create art on similar themes. What you cannot do is try to copy the structure of every single line, like their opening image. Like someone says, when me and my friend went to the park, and then you're only doing it because you think it's going to lead you to some sort of artistic breakthrough, and then boom, it doesn't happen. The muses have, because there's divine timing with art. Every art piece you create, there's divine timing. So if you try to create an art piece this like someone else's, you're not on time. So the muses cannot help you to do it naturally. They cannot help you. They will have to leave you to try to cheat. They will leave you to try to sweat someone else's divine given art. So, for example, if I create a piece live on this video and it's outstanding, and then you try to do it 30 minutes later, you're not on time. The muses aren't giving that out at that time. So you won't be locked in to the genius ability that I had when I wrote that piece because you're not on time. There was a divine master or a muse that was present at that time that helped me when I wrote that piece. They have already done their job. So if you show up trying to do it, they cannot help you. There's going to be parts in your work that hit the wall that's just not good. So poorly written that the piece just falls apart. The art piece just falls apart a lot. Okay. Because the bottom line is that in order to be good in your art, you still have to be thinking like you are a pro. And a pro gets their skills up. A pro studies on their own time. Don't wait to hear what everybody else is getting for their work. A pro doesn't sit back and see what flowers someone else is getting and then figure out what to do, figure out how to do it. A pro works on their skills. A pro can wait on the muses that they have. A pro can use their intuition to find what they're supposed to be creating. That means picking up resources and letting your intuition find a theme and find the art that you're supposed to be doing, rather than waiting to see what prizes other people get. And that is the problem. This is why so many people are creatively blocked. So many people are right now because they're too busy pocket watching, clap watching, celebration watching, waiting to see what flowers other people get. They do not have trust in their own intuition. They do not have trust that they are supported by themselves. They do not have trust in the power of them being able to call the ideas to themselves, just being in a positive vibration. They don't have that faith. This is why so many people have no choice but to regurgitate knowledge over and over and keep reworking it and plagiarizing and redefining. They have no choice but to do that because they will never be able to manifest creatively. They will never be able to do that artistically, not in a high quality way. They're competing against other people, which is why they're watching what flowers other people get and then deciding what to do. A great artist do not do that. A great artist can be locked in a room without the internet, without seeing what anyone else is getting, and they will wait for as long as it takes for the muses to speak to them. As long as it takes. I've sat 25 minutes at a time, 25 minutes sometimes, writing this chair, rocking, traveling in my mind, just quiet, thinking about the things that moved me, asking myself, why did they move me? Why? What do I know? What do I know? Not what that person know who moved me, but what do I know? And then the ideas come. And my skills come through. Your skills will come through if you're not plagiarizing, if you're not just trying to do what somebody else is doing because of their applause. You must avoid that at all costs. Whenever I'm in workshops, y'all, and I hear other people get claps, I try not to focus on what they did. I don't think about the things they used. I don't think about their subject matter. I don't think about that because then I might be blocking my true creative abundance that's just for me and my moment in the intelligent number system that I'm currently in. The frequency that I'm currently in, I could be blocking it. But we're living in a world where everyone thinks they can always get it as long as they do it like everybody else, and that doesn't work. Publishers and marketing companies can tell when you're faking it. They see so much work, they read so much work, they look at so much art, they can tell when you step out of your naturalness and you try to be like somebody else. They can tell. They can tell when you've done it. Especially if you're into literature, they can tell. They can tell when something happens where it it's almost like you're meshing someone else in there. Someone else's consciousness. They can tell. They can tell when something just doesn't fit in the art. and you might have did it because you thought it would be impressive. They can tell. And for example, in the workshop I was in recently, where I talked about going to the park. This girl said I missed when we went to the park. She was copying me. The whole I miss was kind of real elementary. I miss when we used to meet at the park. That's very elementary. I mean, it's very elementary. You know, if she was really tapped in, she would have known that that's just such an overused line that it's like kind of like she was just trying to find her way in, just using one of my words. That was it. I said park, so thought if she say park, she'll get in. Fell short. You know, if I gave her feedback, I would have showed her how to dive deeper in that. But she was just so busy thinking she could get my flowers, and it just fell apart. I'm saying this because when you go using people for inspiration and resources, that's all it's for. It's for you to find out what you're supposed to be talking about, not for you to do what they did. So, for example, with Bill Collins' poem, Genius, he says, standing at the stove. Okay? In my poem, I say, I am facing a window. Notice I didn't say standing at the stove. Notice I didn't even mention anything about a stove, because that would be me trying to hijack some of his frequency, his creative energy. It would be really, really, really sneaky. All because his poem was popular. I'm going to say I'm standing at the stove because he said it. The Muses would block me after that. They would block me after I put that line down. I'm going to give y'all another bonus thing to keep in mind. If you're trying to have writing or art success, you need more than one trick. No one trick pony. Oh, I know metaphor. That's not enough. Metaphors in all art. That's not enough. You have to master at least 3 techniques. 3. Let me give you an example. Picasso, he mastered color. He mastered figurative, okay? And he mastered the human figure and emotional expression in his artwork. So you master the techniques, and then you decide how to bend them and break the rules for them. Then you decide, but after you have mastered them, the professional does not believe in winging it. The successful artists are professionals. They don't believe in winging it. They actually know what they're doing. They're actually fully aware of the skills that they have. So they are not that intimidated by confronting the blank canvas. Stephen King is not intimidated by the blank page. I'm not either. I am just like, did I do the internal work enough for it to come? But I'm not intimidated by the blank page because I have the skills. I know that once I start writing, it's on and popping. On and popping. I know this. Third thing I want to share with y'all, because y'all been so generous with me, and my writing retreat officially starts in 3 days. I'll be on my other channel, okay? And then I'll be just focusing on the art stuff. The third thing, wisdom. You have to want to celebrate life, the good and the bad. You have to be someone who has something meaningful to contribute to a conversation. You have to want to be wise about your subjects. If you say, I'm going to use this subject to create art, it's not going to work if you're not wise about it. It's just not going to work. You're tackling a subject that you don't even know a little bit about. So you're just going to keep sitting there and nothing, whatever. The muses can only give you what you have already celebrated energetically, or through life experiences, or through daydreams, okay, or through long, intense observation. The muses can only give you, okay, give you ideas for that. So ask yourself before you go to do order something, what do you know about it? Like, what do you know? If you need to do a mind dump, this is what I know. What do I know? And if I don't know it, how can I go find out? How can I go do some field work to know it? The muses can only give you what you know that you have left an echo of in your metaphysical space. Your metaphysical space is like a massive grocery store. It's like 10,000 Walmarts, okay? The muses can only feed you what is already there, whether it has been deposited from your daydreams, through your eyes, okay, through your memories. They can only give you that. So in order to be a great artist, you have no choice but to get busy living. Get busy living, or you better start appreciating your dreams more than your boring physical reality. Like I said, you get busy living and you document it through art because you know it, you lived it, or you totally become totally just lost in the dream of it, the daydream, more than your physical reality in which you have nothing going on but the same old routine every day. Now, here's the last one. You have to have tremendous, tremendous love for daydreaming. A lot of people are always thinking of what to say, what to do, who to talk to, what to look at on YouTube, where to go stream, what, instead of just letting themselves daydream. A lot of people just say, I'm just going to write about my hurt, but you don't have a daydream though. You don't have a daydream. So you think you're going to write some great images and you don't have a daydream? All you're doing is writing, telling, talking, because you don't have a daydream. This even goes with watercolor. What is your daydream? Let me give you an example. I was trying to get back into character drawing and I couldn't. I had to literally let myself fall into like a silent type of thought process and see what come through. And this dancing character came through my consciousness. Okay? And then immediately when I woke up, I started drawing her. And it was so easy to draw this character. You would have thought I had professional drawing training. That's how easy it was. But it's because I just stayed a while in that dream state of this character. And I captured the intelligence of the creator, of the muse that created it. And I let it come through me when I woke up, right through my pen. Here is another tip. Stop procrastinating when the ideas come to you. You will lose the power to manifest them. It weakens the longer you wait. You don't get to keep it if you wait. If you say, "Oh, I got a dream idea coming. I'm gonna give it a couple minutes and then I'm gonna go ahead and do it." It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's fading away quickly. This world is always in motion. Even the ideas on the other spiritual plane. It's always in motion. And so the longer you take, the further it gets away from you. So start carrying around an idea journal and putting it first. Successful artists are like, I'm not losing and wasting one mother effing idea. Everything will wait. Everything will wait until I get this down. I don't care. And I'm not waiting until I get home. I don't care if I get the idea in the middle of getting busy with my boo. It's going to have to stop. I'm going to have to document it, and then we can continue. This is how serious it is. That is what it means to be a pro. You will never be really great in art if you're still amateur thinking, like the book, The War of Art. If you're still in that amateur mindset, seeing it as an option, seeing it as a hobby, seeing it as something to just run to for healing, seeing it, seeing it as something that's due to pass the time. You will never access true greatness in it. Never. Even if you have went to school for it, the skills will be lost somewhere in your consciousness. When you see it, when you see your artistic life, like I have work to do. I have work to do. Then the muses will even take you seriously. You are cracking the whip on them in a gentle way, though. They must show up daily and serve you because you see it. This is work I have to do. This isn't optional. This isn't, oh, today I'm uninspired. No, I don't get to say that. What I get to do is go wandering and looking in my mind or around me for something that will spark something in me. The inspiration is actually after the spark. Spark is, I feel emotionally compelled to do it. I feel emotionally compelled. I feel so moved that I have to do it. If you if you're not striving to get to that point and you're tapping out like, oh, nothing's coming, so I'm done, I'm just gonna go through my day, then you'll never achieve natural greatness in your art with the skills that you're developing. You'll never do it. You'll just always be like, well, maybe I'm not meant to be it. That is what you'll start thinking. And every time you do your art, it's for you to practice your skills. It's for you to practice them, not for you to show how good you are at it or just to be emotional and just express your emotions or to have a release. No, it is for you to practice your skills. It's for you to practice how to use the crayons in your Crayola box. You're always trying to get your skills better. That's why you do it. So the muses will help you, and then you'll notice that you're creating better work every time. So you locked into some genius ability, and now it's just happening natural every day. You just sit down and you daydream a moment, and there it is. It comes on out. You just remember something that you experienced, and the brilliant and the genius power of it just comes on out. A successful artist is thinking about their skill level, how to protect the level that I'm at, and how to increase it. How can I show how good I am at new skills and other skills? And if that's not the way you think, then call yourself an amateur. Call yourself an amateur. Stop expecting success. Stop expecting it. Leave it to the people who are pros, people like me, who think and act like a pro when they do it. I'm just Y'all, I'm just telling the cold hard truth. Okay, y'all, thanks for watching my retreat. And here's another thing. Here's another thing that I learned. If you happen to meet a pro and you don't want to be an amateur anymore, humble yourself and ask them for help. Humble yourself. Don't try to see if you can do it as good as them. Don't try to do it. Don't do that. The best route to take is to ask them to show you. Because you know, pros, we love it when people do that. We love it. Many of us will do it for free. We wish somebody would have helped us when we was at the beginning of trying to become a pro. We wish somebody we wish we had found that pro just showed up out of nowhere. Just reach out to the person and say, hey, how did you write that part of your work? Like, how are you doing this? Do you mind? Would you show me some tips? If I sent you $25, would you show me a few things? You would not believe how generous a lot of professional people can be. Is that it's like, but the problem is people are so worried that it will get out that they had to go to a pro. I had to go to a pro. I have talked to, I was a student of Bill Collins. I was a student of poet Robert Haas. I was a student of Jim Bennett. I remember when I was a new apprentice in Iowa University, hanging out hanging out in the group full of master writers. Like, I gotta find my way in here. I gotta get some help up in here. I have it all recorded. It's all on my computer. Pro, 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 pro. I was just going from one pro to another, asking them, "Hell, can somebody help me? Am I doing this right? Am I telling this slant? Can somebody explain telling the slant to me?" I was doing all that. Save yourself the stress and time and ask somebody for help and take the baby steps that they tell you to take. I went through it with Jim Bennett. You know, I got tired of like fighting my way through work at times. I got tired of that. Look, there is no I'm suddenly magical with art. You make yourself magical. You get the resources within you. You put the resources there and you become magical in art. If you're still thinking that you're just gonna, if it was for you, that you could just do it and the magic would come, guess what? Even if it did come, you still learned it somehow. You just don't remember where you learned it at. You just don't remember. So still, that magic that you think you did when you did that art is still learned. It was accidental learning. But what about purposely learning? What about that? People want to be great and say no one ever showed them. No one ever showed me how to tell a slant, how to be figurative. It's, you know, the muses are never going to really bless you like you want to be blessed. They're not. They're going to say you're being narcissistic, you're being arrogant, so you're not worthy. We can't give you no ideas. And this I remember when I kept on like trying to write, and oh, I got 2 lines that was good. Yay! That's not pro. That's amateur. A pro's like, I need this whole piece to be good, and the only way I'm gonna get it is I gotta go. I need to become a pro. Someone who wants to be a pro say, I'm gonna have to get me a pro to help me to clean this whole piece up, and I need to go as slow as I need to go to do it. It's not about getting flowers. It's about, did I bring it? Did I bring it? Did I bring it into art today? Did I bring it? Did I use my skills? Did I practice? Okay, I did. So, okay, good job. Um, and when you reach that level, then you can say, oh, okay, I'm one of the greatest. Yeah, that's when you can say it because you was willing to be a student of the greatest, of some of the greatest artists. You was willing to, and not because they're famous, because some of the greatest artists are not famous because they don't care about getting famous. They know they're great. Just to keep it real, I know that I'm great at poetry. I know that I'm a beast. So I don't need record breaking prizes. Okay. You will know you're great at something because you know your skill level. You knew what you were doing, so you knew that was great. You knew you did it good. You knew what you were doing. Okay? And that's another reason why you got to get trained in what you're doing. So no one can tell you, no stranger, no jealous person can tell you you suck. They cannot tell you you suck because you're trained. That's the realest right there. You ain't even worried if you ain't even worried if you ain't gonna get no claps. You know you're gonna get some claps because you know you trained. When Michael Jordan was hitting those dunks, he knew wasn't nobody gonna say boo because he knew he was trained. He knew he did it right. He knew it was a dunk. Like he knew that was dunking. He knew how to do it. He it was a skill. It was something he mastered. So he was not worried about getting booed. If you're worried about even getting booed for your art, it's because you know you're not skilled. If you're scared to share your art most of the time, you're not skilled. And that's just the truth. And you know it. You're not well trained. I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it real. I don't have anxiety about sharing my work. I don't be like, I wonder if anybody gonna like this. Oh, what if somebody boo me? Oh, I know. I'm like, no, it's impossible because I know what I did. I know what I did. I know the feeling that was in my body when I did it. How I had an out of body experience the entire time when I did it. I know that I was wise. There was wisdom coming through, and it wasn't just a bunch of talking. I was mysterious. I was deep, not fake deep. I was deep to the point where they had to think about my work. They had to think on those lines because they were so deep. It was stopping them and making them think. I know because I had to think just to get that line. So what I'm saying is, if you want to have success in your art, final take, y'all, final thing for y'all, you must get skilled so you can have the confidence that will make people believe that you are becoming one of the greats or that you are worthy of the success. No skill, no training in your art, you will always fight with confidence. You'll always be like, I'm not confident. Ooh, ooh, ah, ooh. You'll always feel that way. You'll always be like, it'll be too strong. It'll be overwhelming fear of not being good enough. You don't want it to be overwhelming where you just hide away your junk work. Y'all just keep it real. Okay, I hope this video helped y'all. I'm gonna leave the video up for a little while and then I'll probably make it a members only video. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to let me know. Y'all be on my new channel for a while to try to get it going, and I'll be on my writing retreat. I'm not saying where my one place I'll be at because I want to protect my creative breakthrough. But when I'm done with one of my writing retreats, I'm going to tell y'all where did I go, what program I was in, so y'all can kind of find out what I did. and maybe find out about the work that I created. Okay. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Bye, present moment. Bye.